Hey guys, we're back. We're actually going to take a look at another game. AJ, what is the game we're going to take a look at from the Garena Premier League?
Coming up next, AHQ versus the Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
Cool.
AHQ being the newcomer, one of the two newcomers to the GPL. If you watched our IPL5 Taiwan qualifiers, you may remember two teams, SSW and Corsair.
Okay.
AHQ is actually the result of a merger between the two teams, and they're still both of those teams are like very top performing teams in Taiwan, but they decided to come together, Voltron all up, and here we are today.
That's kind of funny because that's actually how the Garena Premier League operates, which is it's unusual. It's different from any other league in the world. Garena, they created this system where it's all these Asian teams are competing from across various countries. They actually are representatives of like their nation, and for instance, with the first Garena season, they took some teams that already existed and they helped them out a little bit to reform as new teams, like Type A Assassins. Only 2 of the members on the team currently were on the original team, but then they merged with another team when they joined to become the Taiwanese team. They were that was their region.
That was for WCG. It all started too, wasn't it?
Right. So that's kind of like something that they've been working on over there, which is why AHQ, as you said, it's 2 teams forming together. I don't know if that's as the result of them just knowing each other and deciding to merge, or if that was something that was assisted by the league.
I like to think of it as a master plot to try and dig down TPA, but that's just me.
Already, we see KLH coming in. That would be the best decision. Is they have to plot to take down TPA.
How do we destroy the assassins?
But we see a quick invade and then they back off. So kind of dangerous. The level 1 for AHQ is pretty strong. Ezreal getting in some nice poke, but they do drop a ward there, so it's going to keep an eye on the jungle some. And these teams are kind of old. Like, I mean, I'm looking at the strategies that we're seeing here. KLH is a little bit more unusual, but if you look at AHQ in particular, this is like an old-fashioned team. This is what we would have seen several months ago. A number of these champions are still very strong, but Aurelia is going to be interesting to see how Aurelia does with the changes to the game.
And while the picks are kind of old, let's review the bans too before we get too in deep here, because they are actually still kind of recent. Evelyn, Kha'Zix, and Blitzcrank being the bans banned out. Oh,
Morgana stole the wolf.
Evelyn, Kha'Zix, and Blitzcrank, the bans from AHQ and KLH, banning out Orianna, Lee Sin, and Twisted Fate.
I wonder if that was maybe intentional. I mean, that's really going to hurt Jarvan.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to hit level 2 here. We'll see. Well, he does hit level 2. All right, never mind. So he's fine.
He's fine.
So actually, that's not bad for Morgana to seal that, because it means that Morgana's going to hit level 2 in mid, maybe get a slight advantage there, and Jarvan still kept his level up. So so he's going to be okay. He really needed that level 2 for the race, but we'll see what kind of happens there. Really quick aggression. Varus, very dangerous lane against Zyra. Zyra can just throw out those snares and just abuse them with her plants. So we'll see what kind of happens there. The pink ward clearing out the green there, so they have a nice advantage. There is a pink ward for Leona as well, so she can take that back if she likes. But right now they won't be able to, so they would lose that exchange.
It's just a matter of clearing time, pushing the wave, placing the ward, and actually getting rid of the pink ward first. And as we saw against the Titans, the Hunters were not very aggressive at all down there in that bot lane. Tainted One's in trouble. Garnet with the taunt, even behind Prides with plenty of damage. And a fail flash from the Cho. That is the second game from the Hunters, second fail flash on the Hunters.
Honestly,
so
that's a tough flash. That's a flash that you need to practice. And most pros, you expect them to practice that. I personally miss it every single time. Leona jumping in. There's the strength of this lane. It is a kill lane. They go for the quick damage. It doesn't matter. Ezreal going in. The flash. He gets the kill on the Varus. He is going to drop himself. But still, that's a support kill versus an AD kill. So really, good exchange in their favor. Varus is definitely behind in that lane.
Absolutely. And for now, though, this is going to be a support fight between Waz and Green Tea. But that's the thing. That's one thing about Zyra too, though, is even in a support role, there's still plenty of damage in those plants.
Yep. No, she's definitely really strong. She's I mean, all of the supports now with the changes in Season 3 are becoming support carries, but Zyra was like one of the original support carries. She was a support that transitioned into an AP carry role as the game progressed. So with the new changes, you can only imagine that's going to be, getting better. But we'll kind of see what they can do in that bottom lane. It's still very even. Red Hot Rays coming up into the top lane for a gank. They do catch them off with the ward, and it's very difficult to get early ganks. With how many wards you can, people are dropping now. But we'll see. He's going to just sit in that bush. Aurelia should be okay though. She's going to keep an eye on him, and Shen knows he can do whatever the hell he wants because Jarvan's all the way up top.
Jarvan is all the way up top, and he's just laying
taunt into the Zyra is going to be dangerous.
Really bad for Shine if he gets a little bit too close to the river. And look at his movement. Look at Shine's movement. He knows something's up. He knows he's already got fear of Zyra, and he knows that right now that they're in that far brush. That may just be placement from AHQ to try and get him to hug the wall, and that's what happens. Flash taunt into so much damage. A 3-man kill onto the Varus down bot.
Ooh, really nice juke from Aurelia to get out of there. So Jarvan coming up for the gank with the red buff. Aurelia just kind of getting out of there really quickly. But I was surprised that Shen didn't actually use the flash taunt a little bit sooner. I think he was waiting for Varus to maybe pull into range where he could just taunt and not have to use his flash. And then he was just like, all right, this is taking too long. Let's go for it, guys. Pride's getting a little bit out of position. Jarvan's there. Morgana's coming up as well. This is really dangerous.
This is bad for Pride's, and you'll see a wild Jarvan Morgana appear very shortly. Silence keeping the Blade Surge from not happening. Go straight back for
You've
Golden.
Got to be kidding me.
Him, and wow! The Hunters! What is happening to the Hunters today?
He has a 1-level advantage over Cho'Gath right now, so he's already winning in his lane. He's almost level 6, almost a 2-level advantage, and he's able to get out of that gank. So just really nice play.
Wow.
There, just very impressive.
And the patience to pull that off. The silence.
Yeah, it was very calm.
And as Aurelia's main escape tool is that Blade Surge because it clears so much distance. Stayed still, managed to get in the right positioning among the creeps, and wait till that surge comes back up. Wazzle going straight in for Albus, still plugging away. Green Tea, the main focus of this engage from the Hunters, but no kill coming off that, and actually leaving more hurt than the pain they inflicted on AHQ.
Yeah, Zyra is a little bit low, but Leona's lower, and Zyra has the range advantage where she doesn't have to dive in. So that will probably make Leona a little bit defensive here. But Leona does have an exhaust. Both supports have their exhaust, so that could be the difference maker. I would think they're going to sit back until level 6, though. That'll probably be the next engage from the Hunters in this bottom lane. Wait till they're level 6. Try and just get an insta-kill. Until then, play defensively and just farm.
But keep in mind, though, the AHQ, they will hit 6 first because they've been winning in this lane so much. So there is a very close timing attack that AHQ can make while they're 6 and while the Hunters are not. And even then, that's Varus, level 4 Varus. And you're in a bad spot when your support is higher level than you.
And the bigger concern is going to be they need to wait for Jarvan to come down. So it's going to be a timed attack at level 6 with Jarvan. But even if they go in, Zyra can just throw up her ultimate, and it's just going to catch everyone in it, and they can back off easily. So the disengage potential that Zyra has is just huge. And not only that, it could also allow them to re-engage onto Ezreal, or onto Varus, potentially. So that's kind of a dangerous situation. We'll see what's going on with that. Morgana going to walk over, pass off this blue. So she can farm against Anivia. So far, mid lane's been pretty passive. That's to be expected between these two guys. But we'll see, if either of them can make any big plays coming forward.
Yeah, we don't see Morgana a whole lot anymore because mostly casting NA matches, passive mids passive play is just starting to go by the wayside, and that is what Morgana is best at. I'm just going to throw down some soil. I'm going to fart these minions and repeat. Like, that's it. That is the story of Morgana in mid.
Yeah, it is a very passive lane. It tends to be a free farm lane for both champions. Later on, the shield is really going to help Varus. That's something that they didn't have in the last match against the Titans, that shield to protect Varus. So that's going to be huge. But also the ult as well. They can combo their ultimates. They have that really aggressive team. It gives them the same pickoff potential as Lux with that bind, but it gives them a little bit more team fight utility, which is something they were definitely lacking in the previous match.
But keep in mind, though, that these are all great. This is all the best case scenario. These are still all skill shot based. Hopefully Jarvan can help out with that. Hopefully Leona can help out with that. There's a little bit more little bit more synergy from Hunter's team this game than back when they faced the Titans. But remember, they actually have to group up first. They actually have to get to mid-game first in order for that to be effective. And right now, at the 9-minute mark, it's nearly a 2K deficit for the Hunters.
Yeah, they're a little bit behind right now. So we'll see what they can try and do to turn it around. AHQ, one of the benefits of their team, Anivia can easily defend against the AoE that KLH has. So that's a big concern, is the fact that Anivia can just shut down a lot of those hard AoE initiation teams sometimes. But if they can get past that, they definitely have great pickoff potential to pick up a couple of kills later on and just snowball this game for them.
Garnet, it was in the bot brush, does decide to back off, seeing that the lane down bot has been pushed up a little bit too much by his team, but it's good. It's to be expected. It means they're performing well right now. Shogath here in the top lane having a bit of a rough time against the Aurelia. Level disadvantage and many creeps behind. That is a Leona ult coming down. Shen ult is up. Albus will be protected. That is a Varus going down. A long way for Leona to walk to get the save beyond tower. Will she make it? More auto text and plans coming in. Down to 100 health. No kill, but AHQ has cleared plenty of time for them to get some damage on the tower and actually go for the dragon too. Looks like where Shen's headed.
It is kind of funny though. Zyra has 2 of those kills, so she's well on her way to that AP carry support.
Yeah, Zonia's.
Yeah, but they're still crushing that bottom lane. We could see a fast, aggressive item from her.
Who said that? Is like get to play Zyra support, get kills by death cap? I can't remember who said that.
I have no idea.
I think that's like a Muffin Cutie line. I'm probably wrong, but I remember somebody saying that, and it's not too far out of the realm of reality, though.
Look at how much gold generation Zyra has as a result of those kills. Philosopher's Stone, Cage's Pick, and Sightstone. So that's just absurd. She's going to be really wealthy as far as supports go coming forward, and that's really going to allow them to completely dominate that bot lane. Ezreal as well, getting the BF sword compared with just the Berserker Greaves on Varus. So once again, KLH going on the Varus with the attack speed and movement speed, not going to have the same burst damage and harass at this point in the game.
Yeah, with all that gold efficiency, like might as well just get Zyra a job as like an investment banker or something at this point, because the money that's going to be rolling in over the next few minutes is going to be ridiculous. Shen still meandering down around the south jungle. Leona and Varus are in a lot of trouble. They have no idea what to do themselves. Golden, at the very least, is doing reasonably well in the mid. Has a level advantage and a minor creep advantage.
Shen's behind them.
Shen is behind. The ward seeks him out in the river. Where is the taunt flash is also up. Zyra with the root does not land on a Leona, but the Hunters are scared, and rightfully so.
And that's interesting. Very defensive play from Shen. He could have easily gotten the taunt off onto Leona, but Leona, if someone was there, could have, and they didn't know where Jarvan was, could have turned it around by initiating onto Ezreal, and they wouldn't have had the disengage for Shen. So they were just trying to get some free damage and then hold that ultimate, hoping that maybe they would engage. There's the EQ over the wall. That's always fancy for Jarvan to do. He gets the combo onto Green Tea. There's the Leona ultimate as well. Shinewalker going to go down very quickly, but Green Tea drops as well.
Green Tea goes down, but that's also a Jarvan. Can Wazzle even get out of this? Albus going like crazy with a double kill for himself. Zyra got that kill into Jarvan too. That really spiraled out of control, and Hunter's best chance for a gank down bot lane turned completely around against them.
When they're that far behind, they don't have the capabilities. They need more burst damage, and part of that goes with Varus going the quick Greaves, and so that's a big investment without upgrading the damage. It helps her avoid some of those skill shots a little bit more. It keeps her a little bit, him a little bit safer, but they just didn't have the damage to pick up those kills. Now AHQ, after that Dragon 7-2 advantage, they're going for this blue as well. They're going to pass it off to Ezreal, which is going to be nasty to have that blue buff Ezreal in that bottom lane. And look at Prides. He saw Morgana coming from the top lane through that river. He just kind of ducked into their own jungle. So nice little mission possible getting out of there.
Nice.
No, that was not the theme song.
I'm thinking Metal Gear. I always think Metal Gear.
I was like, what is this? Where are you going with this?
I always think Metal Gear. Always. That's just me though. I played a lot of that when I was a kid. But AHQ in such a good spot right now. 4K lead. It's extended to. They got that dragon. Ezreal continuing to push that blue buff. He can just pop that ult whenever he needs to clear that wave. And how much money does he have, too? Because he can finish that Bloodthirster no problem, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has the gold.
Oh, he
has the gold.
Just buy another BF sword while you're at it. Jeez.
Yeah, he's really far ahead. So that's really scary, with how much damage AHQ has as a team. Morgana coming up in the top lane, trying to see if she can make something happen on Aurelia. They have the damage to do it, but Aurelia's going to play a little bit defensively here because she's low on mana. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can, set it up. I think it's going to be pretty tough for them. And Shen does have his ult still.
Yes, he does. And, well, it is still only level 1 ult, but still does the job. Green Tea, the target of the Shen ult. His flash is up, but not going to be using it. Aurelia in a lot of trouble top lane, though, but does trade kill for kill with a little help from Golden. Zyra ult down, does not get the pop-up on Leona, but that's okay, because you got 4 guys from AHQ down here to pick up on that kill. Minion wave pushing. That is a dead tier 1 in bot.
Yeah, quick turnaround from HQ in that bottom lane. Aurelia doing a really nice job. They tried to dive her, and I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to do it. They were able to pick up the kill, but Aurelia, made Tainted Ones pay for it, and now they're going to be pushing the second turret as well. There's not going to be anyone to defend this. Zyra gives them a lot of damage, so they're going to be able to drop this pretty quickly. Yeah,
if you're ever in a situation like that when you're being dove at tower by multiple champs, if you can at least take someone down with you, that's still a favorable position for you, because they didn't get away scot-free. They may take the tower, but they're probably going to take it anyway, whether you were there or not. But still a great situation for Prides there.
Yeah, and so we'll see what KLH can do to turn this game around. They still have a really great AoE team. It's just that AHQ's team is very strong at dealing with it. They have 2 strong disengagers in Zyra and in Anivia who can just completely shut down any initiation from the Hunters. And then Ezreal's safe. He's the safest AD carry in the game. So when they try and force initiation, they're probably not going to be able to catch Ezreal, and they're still going to get all of that damage. Which it's not a good situation for them to be in. AHQ's team is specifically designed to be able to beat them in team fights, and with the gold lead that they have, it just makes it that much more difficult.
And this was also a problem for the Hunters when they played the Titans, is that they never really got everybody they never got the whole gang together. And that's really where they shine, is if they can just land every skill shot, if they can land every ultimate. Now you have the 4 critical members. Cho, he's top lane, but he's in team fights, he's the icing on the cake. But if a Leona ult can land where it needs to, they may be able to turn something around on AHQ in mid when they go for that tier 1 in mid. But Tane was getting chunked out huge into top lane. Prize waiting for those cooldowns. Ultimate pops up. Feast cannot take out the Aurelia and gets out of turret range. Staying safe. Hunters decide to fall back. AHQ takes the tier 1 in mid.
A really nice play from Aurelia there, just not enough damage on Cho. Aurelia is in complete control of that lane, which means that they can split push Aurelia all day. Cho, the big strength of him usually is to disengage. He provides you a tanky body to tank some skill shots and whatnot, but then he also allows your team to kite very effectively. But that's not something that's really going to be an issue against AHQ. AHQ is fine with just picking off targets at range. So Cho in team fights, I don't really see him doing that much. It's going to be kind of difficult for him. Anivia trying to just poke them under this turret. Albus almost goes down and does drop. The turret drops him. Garnet Devil trying to get out as well.
Albus caught sleeping there, taking away too much damage than he needed to be. Garnet taking also some in retreat, and already decides, stun not really necessary. I'm just going to try and stun myself for once. But throws down the ultimate, continues the wave pushing in mid. That was I'm pretty sure Albus was just caught sleeping there for a second.
Well, that's one of the dangers with pushing with Ezreal. That's one of his big weaknesses, because he's a short attack range champion.
Yeah.
If you're trying to push a turret, it leaves you vulnerable for someone to engage on you. You need to be able to hit the quick reaction time. Arcane Shift, he didn't. So, he was a little bit low as a result of it. They were able to catch him. So, nice play from KLH. That's what they need to do. They need to be able to grab people and just say, all right, you're dead now, and just pick off champions left and right, which they haven't been doing for quite some time, because it's difficult with the kind of team that AHQ has.
Prides finished the Trinity Force, and usually on a lot of Aurelias, you'll just go Trinity Force straight into Guardian Angel. Not Prides, not right now. Trinity Force straight into Warmogs. Need the Giant Belt still, but that's going to be way too much health on this Aurelia.
Warmogs in general is just really strong right now. Shen's going to go for his as well. And so that double Warmogs up front, it puts a lot of pressure. It means that Varus needs to be dealing a lot of damage, and that's not happening right now.
No.
Once again, he goes for the mobility build.
That hasn't been happening since moment 1.
Right, he just doesn't have the damage to take them out. And then that double, they'll be playing as anti-carries. So Aurelia and Shen will both be able to dive onto Varus in the backline and take him down, and that's going to pull pressure off of the rest of AHQ's line. So it's going to be difficult. I mean, they really need Varus to upgrade his damage quickly. Otherwise, they're not really going to have a chance in these team fights.
Prides, he knows he needs to defend that top turret, otherwise Cho will just take it on his own. Meanwhile, the rest of AHQ goes down, wanders to the dragon, says how you're doing, and then immediately kills him for another 1,000 global gold for the team. That is 32 to 24k. That is an 8k lead for AHQ, now hitting the surrender point, now closely hitting the 20-minute mark. It's just not, it continues to just not look good for the Hunters.
Yeah, it is pretty scary for them right now, but we'll see how they try and turn it around. They need to just make aggressive plays. It is past the point in the game where they need to just continue with those, trying to pick people off. So they need to have good ward coverage and just force fights, try and pick people off whenever they can, because right now what they're doing is just going to slowly lose them this game as it progresses, but they still need Varus to farm. And so I think that's what they're holding out for. They're holding out for Varus to just get enough farm to, get a BF sword, finish like a bloodthirster, and then from there, proceed to try and pick people off. But by waiting for Varus, it's making things difficult for them.
And by waiting for Varus, that allows AHQ to extend their lead further. They're grabbing more and more global objectives as time goes on. They grabbed that dragon before. They're still pressuring this mid turret. The thing's at a 3rd health already. The next minion wave, it may actually just teeter over.
Yeah, they should be able to push it down. Anivia is very good at sieging turrets because you can just split someone off with a wall, pick up a quick kill. Albus should be safe, and the turret's low enough they should be able to grab it here.
There is the wall. Can also wait for the Blizzard to challenge. Pride's off on the side. Shinewalker, I don't think he actually got anybody with that ult, and that is the mid-tier 2. Now down for KLH. Quick kill on the Jarvan. Albus off on the side. Rupture Kingdom popped up in the tormented soil, but not enough. That Varus ult, that thing completely whiffed, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. It didn't hit anyone.
Wow.
And, without that ultimate, Varus doesn't have any damage right now, so it's really not helping them. He gets the static shiv, so he gets a little bit of AoE damage from that, but he has no physical damage. And they really, as a team, they have no physical damage right now, and they don't have enough burst to take people down. They're forcing in. Pride's jumping in for the kill. Shinewalker going to drop very quickly.
Nice blade surge right into the back line. Leona melts immediately, and Tainted Ones left behind will be losing all those V-Sex. Albus still safe on the side. Shen ult popping back into the fight. Morgana with the Zonias. Not enough. You got to hit the ult first, then the Zonias.
Yeah,
FYI.
so real quick, they picked up that kill. Morgana not quite able to get that combo going, but there's an inhibitor down. I honestly could see AHQ just bullying in and ending this game right here almost. They have the minions down bot. They're going to be able to grab this turret as well. They might back off before they get the inhibitor. They might not want to be that ambitious just because they're pretty low, but they can disengage very easily if they decide to go for it. They're going to go for it. So that's going to be a second inhibitor. So 2 inhibitors down 22 minutes into the game, and with their gold lead, they should easily be able to bully around KLH for this win.
This is pretty much desperation now for KLH. It's been desperate. What's more desperate than desperate? I can't words right now. It's bad. It's just a bad situation.
They've been hanging out in the corner for a while, and
they're wallflowers.
Yeah,
they're wall hunters.
but you look at Ezreal versus Varus, the difference. The Bloodthirster and Warmogs versus the Static Shiv. Like he's just going to hang out in the middle of their team and just like laugh in their faces when they can't touch him.
It's a 2-item lead. It's a 2 full, completely like high-tier item lead between the ADs. That is ridiculous. That is huge. That's 3 Warmogs. 3 Warmogs on AHQ. How do you deal with that this late in the game?
That's the thing. They don't have enough damage to take them down. Wow. And Anivia is very tanky as well. So AHQ, their entire team, because they're this far ahead, they just go with uber tanky items, and there's no chance whatsoever for KLH to pick them off. Like, they can't pick people off now, which is was their big chance at coming back in this game, and they don't have anywhere near enough damage. This is going to be a free Baron for them. when they push back, I really just see them walking right down the base and just shoving it down the throats of KLH, because there's no way that KLH is going to have enough damage to win a fight.
Yeah, and even if they do manage to get something, it's not enough. They need to burst someone down immediately, and pretty much the only candidate is Green Tea, because he's the only one who's without a Warmogs or
Wall
help.
coming up shortly. Anivia 10 seconds off of the wall, still chasing down Red Hot Rays. They're trying to see if they can pick someone off. Just a couple seconds further. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just slightly out of range. So they will back off, but they get that Baron and they can push their way in now.
Top lane, the only one with an inhibitor still standing. Need to take out the tier 2 first. That's going down way too fast. Minion wave following up also. Golden with a blind bind, trying to get anything. Zonius is also back up, so if there's a last stand to be made, it's going to be very soon. Shinewalker out in front, way far away. Why is the AD out in front of the charge? Jarvan ult going down. Already is egged. They managed to get a kill on someone, but by the way, they have a revive still. Red Hot Rays very low in the back of the fight. Pride's like 1v3ing. Shen ult will keep him safe. That Wazzle cannot get back to the fountain either. Golden left behind. Tainted Ones trapped between all the minions and the Nexus. That's it.
And honestly, all of the damage in that fight came from the turrets that AHQ were tanking. You saw Ezreal was just tanking the turrets as he was taking it down. GG, AHQ wins the match, so they get a 1-0 start. KLH, Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they're 0-2 in GPL right now. It is a long season. There's still a long way to go, but kind of struggling in the meantime.
Yeah, this is, man, to have this kind of start in the league. And remember that these games were played at the Garena Carnival at Kuala Lumpur, at their, essentially, just at their home stadium, and to start off the season 0-2, that's just a huge blow to the ego. That hurts a lot.
Particularly you consider some of the teams they're going to match up against now. The Saigon Jokers, Singapore Sentinels, Taipei Assassins. Those are some of the teams they have left, and you can't imagine that they're expecting to win those matches at this point. It's still a long season, guys. This is these individual matches aren't that meaningful, but it's very likely that you could see the Kuala Lumpur Hunters start off the season like 0-5. They could start off with a really big deficit. That could make it difficult for them to come back as the season progresses. Yeah,
what these first few matches do indicate, though, as it's basically what has everyone been doing in the off season. BKT, they've been doing quite a bit. They actually, they wowed me. They wowed me so far already today. Hunters clearly not as much work in the offseason as the other teams have actually been doing. So hopefully this is a little bit of a wake-up call these first few early matches, and they can pick it up in the later weeks.
Yeah, but we'll see what's going on, guys. Do we have another match that we're going to take a look at? Or?
We have one more. The Manila Eagles going up against the Taipei Assassins.
That's going to be very cool, guys. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. We'll get you another game, and we'll be able to check out some more GPL action.